other deputies wish to get in. I'll ask them to be brief. Deputy Charlie McConalogue. Deputy.
Tánaiste, in relation to the changes to the National Minimum Wage Act to bring in the new national minimum wage of €9.15, which is very welcome for employees, but in particular in relation to employees which are funded from your own department through community employment schemes and PUBL. I know there's lots of concern across the country that they haven't had their grants increased so that they can actually pay that additional national minimum wage of €9.15. While it's very welcome for the employees and it has to be supported, the community employment schemes also need to be supported with additional funds to pay for it. Otherwise, they're under massive financial pressures. I'm sure you'll know from parliamentary questions I've put in on this issue, as others have. So I would ask, Tánaiste, there's a lot of them looking for reassurance and an answer from yourself. I would ask, maybe if here today in the Dáil, if you could speak to them and inform them if you will ensure that through your department you provide them the funding to actually pay the national minimum wage which you yourself have increased.
It is a matter for a parliamentary question too.
Well, this was dealt with extensively by my colleague Minister Humphreys yesterday at the PQs in relation to social protection, so you might care to have a look at the very detailed responses there. There are just under 400 CSP sponsored and supported companies around the country, and in fact I think over 60% of them, Deputy, pay above the minimum wage. I think Minister Humphreys said yesterday the rate of pay is around €11 an hour. It's significantly above the minimum wage. And what what Minister Humphreys said yesterday is that any CSP programme which is affected, we're going to deal with that process on a case-by-case basis over the coming weeks. In addition, of course, many of the organisations, as you know, raise funds through various service provision that they make and for which they receive income streams from other departments, but also income streams from users of the services. So we will be dealing with that over the next few weeks, as I said, on a case-by-case basis. And I'd be very confident that what is a very progressive move to improve the minimum wage by 50 cents an hour will be addressed in a productive way by the CSP organisation.